In this tutorial, we will look at what the command language in IBM SPSS Statistics is through a simple example. The syntax language allows you to save and automate many frequently performed tasks. Most commands are available through interfaces, in menus, and in dialog boxes. However, some commands and options are only accessible through the syntax. It also allows you to save the tasks and procedures you perform in a file, enabling you to repeat a given analysis later or run it as part of automation using IMAGO process. The command language is written in the syntax editor. To launch the syntax editor, select New and then Syntax from the File menu. The central position is occupied by the code editor, where all the commands you enter are located. Here, you can edit them, enter your own, and run them after selecting them. Finally, at the bottom of the window is the Error panel, where IMAGO Pro reports errors during code execution. Clicking on an error will automatically take you to the appropriate place in the code, error, or selected procedure. For large syntaxes, this is a very useful option, as you do not have to scroll through the commands manually. While writing code, a syntax structure is created in the navigation panel on the left side, allowing you to navigate through a very complex file structure much faster. The Open Editor window has many interesting improvements that help with working in the syntax. One of them is the so-called context menu, which suggests the rest of the command after entering the first few characters. Another convenience is the functionality related to syntax coloring. For example, incomplete or incorrect syntax is colored red. Correctly entered code is highlighted in a different color, in this case, blue. Here, I have entered a command defining a variable label. Before we move on to the next part, let's finish entering the syntax defining the value labels of variable v1. To further demonstrate the usefulness of the discussed functionalities, let's enter a command to perform a frequency analysis for variable v1. Again, we use the context menu that suggests the command syntax, but this time the frequencies function has the ability to define parameters and command objects, which are appropriately colored green or brown. For example, the bar chart parameter causes a chart to be displayed. When using the syntax editor, it is also worth mentioning the ability to define so-called traps, which are useful for stopping commands at any point. This functionality allows you to analyze even very long and complex code step by step, significantly increasing control over the commands being executed. To run the commands, click Run Selection or use the shortcut Control and R on the keyboard. At any time, the code stopped by the trap can be continued. The final result in the form of a report will be identical to that if we had run the entire code at once.